For as long as I can remember, I've been infatuated with movies all about making money. Gangster movies, movies about investing, anything and everything to do with improving one's circumstances. The gangsters didn't do it right. From watching these movies, I instantly found a fascination with the pursuit of creating wealth. My earliest attempts at wealth creation were all based around the stock market. After all, that's what all the people in the movies had done. At least legally, anyway. I quickly got in touch with a stockbroker and he started recommending me companies to buy, for a fee of course. By this point I was 18 years old and I really had no idea what I was doing when it came to investing. I just knew that I wanted to invest. And then I found the world's most successful investor, Warren Buffett. His advice? Stay within your circle of competence. If you're buying a stock just because someone said that you should, you're going to lose.
You smell that? What is that?
What?
What's that smell?
A cologne?
No.
Opportunity.
No. Money.
Oh, okay.
I smell money.
Okay.
I don't like to lose. I was sitting with my uncle one day and I said to him that I wanted to learn more about investing. He quickly stood up and walked into the other room, came back with a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, handed it to me and said, "Andrew, you want to invest in real estate." 2 years later, I'd saved up enough money to purchase my first investment property. I'd also jumped into a real estate career thinking that I could learn as much as possible about what I was going to invest in. So on the 15th of August 2017, I purchased my first investment property. A modest little 2-bedroom unit on its own title on the corner of a court. I bought the property for $258,000 and it rented at the time for $265 a week. The first tenant who actually came with the property when I bought it, they stayed for 2 years. And in that time, the rent went up a little bit and I got some valuations and the house had gone up a little bit as well. Fast forward to last week, the most recent tenant, so my second tenant since owning the property, has just moved out after staying for 2 years as well. We've now released the property for $310 per week. And I've recently had a bank valuation for $360,000. My mindset when I bought this property was pretty simple. I wanted something modern, I wanted something low maintenance that I thought people would rent. And the best part of all is it's got its own title. Typically when you're buying units, you're buying into a complex, which means body corporate, which means there's rules around what you can and can't do. Whereas this property is sitting on its own block because it was subdivided from the house on the corner. This means I don't have body corporate and I can effectively do whatever I want, of course, subject to council approval. I have large goals of building up my investment portfolio and growing it further and further, and we've been doing that on this channel, but I just wanted to show you guys where it all began. I think the hardest part about property investment is getting the first one. And then after that, obviously, it's getting the second one. But after you get that second one, from my personal experience, it does get easier. You start to create that snowball where it starts to all of a sudden build some momentum. You start getting equity in the property because one, the tenant's been paying it down for you, and two, hopefully the market has grown like it has for me with both of my properties, and all of a sudden you start to get that equity, which allows you to push the boundaries a little bit and get into the third property and then hopefully the fourth and the fifth. And I look forward to documenting the whole process for you guys. I just wanted to show you basically where it all began for me, and you know, you might be looking at getting your first property and thinking, well, what type of property do I get? From my personal experience, this was a great first property. You know, there was very little limitations with the property. It's always rented extremely quickly. I had 16 groups attend the first open house when I had to release the property originally after my first tenant moved out after 2 years. Then we've just done that process again. We've had another 40 groups through. We've had multiple applications, and all of a sudden we've now got another hopefully great tenant who's going to stay there for another number of years. I guess my advice would be, if you're looking to try and purchase your first investment property, there's no better time than now. And if you maybe don't have the money yet, but you aspire to do that in the future, the best thing you can honestly do is just save as much money as you can and get your foot in the door. This was the first one. I can't wait to show you many more as the journey continues. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.